My ex-boyfriend came up with the idea. It's like, why won't you start a festival? You know so many bands and you're good friends with all these bands, and that's how it kind of started. First year we had 20 bands playing for free. And that's all the money that we gained on the festival went into buying this place. And that's why we have Abyss today. We never thought really, we thought we were going to do this one festival, it would be one-off. And then suddenly we are doing this dream lineup that I never dreamed of, that we would actually achieve something like that. And I mean, from production, from sound, from stage size, from everything, the whole organization around it just turned out to be so beautiful. This pub itself, the Abyss, is a place to preserve the old school music that has heart and soul, that is uncontrolled, like where artists have freedom to express themselves to 100%, and the label doesn't tell them how to dress, how to pose, how to write, you know.
We know the direction. We are a thrash metal band, maybe a little bit black metal, whatever, you know. We never think about what we're gonna do. We start a jam session, or Frank came up with the guitar riff, or I came up with lyrics, you know. There is no special way writing a song or doing this or doing that, you know. Sort of, it's not a band who's gonna do exactly always this. We're gonna do punk, we're gonna do black metal, we're gonna do thrash metal or heavy metal, you know. There's no direction. And we also never get any dictation from a record company doing this or doing that, you know. We just do the music we want to do, you know. And maybe it's successful or not, you know. There's no guarantee, you know.
So that's for me, music is art. So that's what we are kind of preserving. We want music to stay in hands of musicians, and back in the days it used to be like that. And today it's like it has worsened, and we're trying to bring back that kind of feeling and soul of music.
I wanna hear you scream. Commencing thoughts will never rest. To pay respect for the innocent dead. No corner sets and no blood. Retaliation on the warpath. Stop the war, you motherfucker.
Alltså den här typen av metalpubbar, den behövs i alla städer, men Abyss gör någonting väldigt unikt i och med att man fokuserar väldigt tydligt på att förvalta det arvet som finns från den klassiska melodiösa hårdrocken. Samtidigt som man arrangerar egna gig, och det finns inte det finns ett begränsat antal scener i Göteborg och Sverige där små, i alla fall inte så etablerade band får spela. Så att det tycker jag att man gör någonting väldigt bra i att ha livemusik också. Så att det är en kombination här att förvalta arvet och lyfta fram det nya som jag tycker att Abyss gör väldigt bra. Och sen finns det ett inslag av att det här är liksom av fans för fans.
If you were racing and he
I remember Dirk told me when they played South America for the first time and they could sing all the songs word by word. And that was, you know, something that's like 30 years ago, and all of a sudden I can only imagine how it is. I wasn't in the band at this time, but I know all the stories. There's actually, I don't know if I should tell that, but there's a funny story with Dirk and Tom Angel Ripper from the 80s. From Sodom in the 80s. But I don't know if I should let... Okay, he says no.
In general, it's, I think it's just going great guns. It's like a cult, isn't it? For the metal scene. And a lot of people outside, who don't really know about the heavy metal scene, because people aren't being in the public eye all the time, like on X Factor and things like that. They don't realise how many of these people are so popular in groups, in the metal groups. You know, it'll just carry on. I mean, they're passing stuff down, mothers and fathers to sons and daughters, and then so on and so forth. It just goes on. People keep hearing the stuff and liking it, which is a good thing for us.
It's the internet, YouTube. We wouldn't have done anything without that, because people can watch the old stuff and then, you know, relate to it. And then, you know, we do gigs and we had a guy 17 from America and he knew everything about us. You know, he just Googled it. He'd obviously probably started off at Sabbath and liked them, and then traced it back through Jeff, and then saw what Jeff were doing now, and then worked his way back to us. And that's how it all kicks off.
People came to us waiting for 30 years. I mean, they didn't know it was coming, but they said shit, I didn't even think about that it's coming in my life, seeing Tormentor live, and it's fucking moving still. It's I didn't know about it. Actually, I haven't known this for a long time, that it's out in the world, that so much spread out in the world. So it's also something for me it's a little bit selfish, because I enjoying so much watching people how much they enjoy the show, how much they enjoying seeing this and coming to us tell me I fucking love it. So of course we're gonna do that at least as long as it stays like that. So this is fucking awesome, I guess.
Om man tittar på både publiken när det gäller klassiska band som Maiden, som är mitt favoritband, världens bästa band, så är det en återväxt bland publiken där. Tittar man på scenen som sådan så finns det yngre band som fortsätter att driva hårdrocken vidare och göra det på ett väldigt bra sätt. Så att det finns både de som fortsätter och alltså äldre band som fortsätter och kämpa till the bitter end, så att säga. Samtidigt som det kommer nya band, så att jag tycker att hårdrocken är väldigt levande, och det är en scen som verkligen är vital och utvecklas hela tiden.
It's funny how this resurgence has happened, and I can't tell you why. I have no idea why. Maybe the fans are now liking that kind of thing. So, but I don't know. I'm just enjoying the ride.
You can be a new band, you can be an old band. If you are good, it's good. If you're shit, you're shit. I mean, yeah.
It's not much of a resurgence, because this kind of metal has always been there. It's been there since the 80s. It's evolved. Many of the old bands have evolved into something else. But I would guess that for us, we like the older sounds, the older forms of playing.
Yeah, just the basic real sound that you can do yourself. I mean, you don't need much. You just need power and fucking
attitude, man.
Yeah.
You need attitude. If you don't have the attitude, you're nothing. You're shit. Then you're just like a commercial shit for money. We don't do this for money. We don't make any money out of this.
No, it would be stupid to think about money in a
Yeah.
band like this. I mean, what the hell?
We do it for the passion. We like playing for crowds. We like playing for ourselves.
Yeah. We do it mainly for free beer, actually. But,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, free beer.
Yeah.
But pay us.
No.
It's a great festival, but it's the people that you know, and Maya has done so great, and then all the other people that we know around it. That's kind of, it's like a little family, so it feels like I'm sort of home, and it doesn't feel like I'm working. It's just great to be here.
Skönt att man får se lite sådana band som Alla Karpatan här exempelvis då. Så det var kul om de hade något brasseband också, något gammalt, men det kommer väl någon gång.
Byssfestivalen är bästa som händer i heavy metal i Göteborg varenda år. Och det är bara för att stötta den bästa jävla baren i hela Sverige.
Every band is like, I have to see that, I have to see that, I have to see that. There's no like, all right, well, there's this crap, and oh, we can see this, you know, and it's nice, yeah. And also, I think this like venue really works well. It's like so easy just to like go from stage to stage and stuff. So I think it's working great.
To get all these people together, it's not only Swedish people here. There's a lot of Danish people, German people, Norwegian people. It's a Scandinavian metal festival. And we can't wait till the spring and the summer for the festival. So I think it's nice someone is doing something in the winter time.
When I saw the billing, you know, and the band's gonna play here, you know, it's amazing, you know. I think old school bands coming back, you know. That's what people are interested. I know a very young metal fans who are interested in historical bands from the beginning, from the 80s or 70s maybe, you know. And I hope that we can return, the bands like Demon or Iron Angel, you know, or Tormentor, you know, it's great, you know. It's fantastic doing a special old school billing on a festival, you know. I hope they can work it out, they can do it bigger, you know. This is something for a big festival, you know.
You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be pretty, you don't need to be having the good dance move. And we're gathering all together about that, which you can do in other music culture, but then it's more about being perfect. And I like that the metal scene and the punk scene is more opposite, that it's allowed to be incomplete and not perfect. It's a key to my shadows.
Yeah, we want to keep it intimate, where people can meet each other and talk, and it's not like, I don't know, like big festivals where you see a person and then you don't see them anymore. Like, it's kind of as well a meeting place for like-minded people or music lovers or whatever you want to call it. People from 33 different countries, including like Paraguay, Mexico, and South Africa, Australia, United States. Yeah, I'm still kind of speechless. It's amazing, and it shows that the underground is alive.
We played out our gig about 15 minutes ago. So
excellent people.
Excellent people.
And my dear son Ramos.
Oh yeah.
Rasmus,
Rasmus is 18 years old, you know, and
very old boy.
Yeah, there was a great audience, great sound, killer people. Jonas and his crew, all girls.
Hotel is fantastic. There is a pool for my friend. And yeah, we enjoy this weekend. Wow. Ow. Smiley cameraman. I'm very stupid, bastard son, an idiot maybe, yes. And my IQ is 23, maybe. Yeah. Ask our drummer. Ciao, baby, I love you. So opera voice is a
There was some moments there we were very nervous. When you have all the people coming, when it's actually signed, the contracts are signed, the flights are booked, everything is booked, like, you realize it's really gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like before 1 week before the show, like it's just you sitting there like, you know, everyone is coming, the tickets are booked, bands are arranged, you guys like, and you know, it's just it's scary, but it's exciting at the same time.
There's a fire burning somewhere on the inside that gives you that extra like energy to go that extra, like, I don't know,
extra mile.
Extra 200%. And yeah, it felt very rewarding, like when we stepped into, like when everything was set up and we've talked about this a lot of times, when we saw like everything is in place, we're just waiting for people to arrive.
Yeah.
It's kind of overwhelming. And then when everything was running, we could go out and actually like enjoy the festival for a minute and just see people enjoying themselves. That was like, for me, that's the reward.
Yes, that's the word, definitely reward. Yeah. I remember watching Tormentor playing and all people cheering, and I started crying. I think I was standing next to you guys when you were filming. I was like crying on the side of the stage. So it's, yeah, undescribable feeling, definitely.
Well, I'm still recovering by that. Still my legs are hurting, going here and there, and not fix, but prepare everything, bring beers, build stuff. But it was a great reward. I love it, but still my legs are really hurting so badly. Oof. But it was cool, really cool. You know, put the ideas in reality. It's hard, but as Maya says, is really good reward.
of subjection. Almighty is shivering earth. Exile in the coolness yet. Strike in the belief in himself. Charm with the charm of Solomon. Hallucinations and mysterious, drifting in and inconceivable.
Even when we started the band, I was always more drawn to, I suppose, bands with a particular aesthetic and an image. I was far more drawn to Celtic Frost than Testament and Bathory instead of, I don't know, Zentrix or something. So when we started the band, we didn't want to be, you know, like typical death metal at the time, so we're trying to add a little bit of Irish traditional music mixed with this sort of epic scale of Bathory, with the influenced by the early black metal scene. So there's no doubt that we're very close to black metal. In 91, 92, the bands that, you know, like our demo was 93, so we maybe missed that 92 school of 92 by maybe, well, obviously a year. So that's obviously what we're very close to, and I still feel that's the closest thing I am to, but of course Primordial is a little bit different, you know. But I was never really into the going on the stage as you stand in the street kind of aesthetic, you know. And also, so, you know, it's part tradition, it's part the tradition of heavy metal, at least the kind of heavy metal that I identify with, you know, this, and also part of, you know, creating this, what you call it, like I guess the fourth wall, adding a little bit of theatre to what the music is. Then there's also this kind of Jekyll and Hyde analogy of becoming this other, you know, letting this inside outside, so to speak. It's a mixture of things at this stage, and it just wouldn't feel right not to do it. Like I said, it also allows you to take on the archetypes of this persona or whatever, you know. Not that you're playing a character, so to speak, but it raises the tension, raises the drama, raises the intensity, focuses your energy and that kind of thing, you know. Not energy in some sort of neo-spiritual way, the concept of focusing on, you know, literally what you're becoming by applying all the stuff is very good concentration for the physical process the mental process you're about to do while playing a gig. I'm not into making it all pseudo-spiritual or anything like that, but it definitely focuses your attention and your energy and your, you know, so it's something I feel a bit sort of naked without doing, playing live. You know, it's tradition as well, you know, lots of different things, so.
Abyss! Yes? No? Not yet. Not yet. You want some? Come on. Shut your fucking mouth. From redemption at the Puritan's hand, carve your name in blood upon this world. No grave will hold your body down.
it's a mixture of rabble-rouser, you know, part hooligan, part rabble-rouser, part the traditional. See, like for me, heavy metal is like I love the sort of innate, energetic transfer of energy of the original heavy metal. So I'm inside the bubble, but also outside it, in that I don't want to sing about the same traditional stuff. So if you scrape the surface, there is some sort of intellectual weight to what's going on behind the band as well. So, well, that's okay. I wouldn't ask other bands necessarily to be like we are, but at the same time, it's all there if people want to, and that's why you get people who identify with the band very strongly, because in a sort of world which generally preaches that you should have no connection to your history or culture or tradition, we're preaching exactly the opposite. We're saying, you know, come and be the enemies of the modern world with us. We'll probably have lost the war anyway, so let's at least go down fighting, I suppose, is the message. There you go, it's good ending.
Good things about the Abyss Festival, but I think the main thing is that the people that run it absolutely like worship heavy metal. So I think if you come from a starting point of that, then you're gonna do it for the right reasons, and everything else just works. You know, if you do it for love and you're really passionate about it, then everything else filters down. The rest is just hard work. So.
The organization, I think, is pretty good actually, because I used to work as a festival organization person back home, and it was a bit chaos, but here it's actually pretty organized and put together pretty well, so I appreciate that.
I think it's very well organized, and the bands are well scheduled also. That's very cool. I like also like that area of the tables to chill. I think it's very nice.
Bästa med den här festivalen, det är väl ändå så här essensen av underground-kulturen.
I remember that this guy was my source about the Western music like Possessed and Venom and stuff.
yeah.
Like, that I was only able to get hold of some like easy stuff like which was allowed by the government or something, like some rock and roll and shit. But the hard stuff came like
we
why
were
this
classmates,
guy. Yeah, we were classmates, and we just.
So first we came to the class, I looked at this guy, fuck, that's a metalhead, cool, So of course and then he told me, hey, I got a guitar at home, like electric. I was like, what the fuck, man, show me. I want to see it. And that was the first time actually I seen from close. Like went to his place in the small room he lived with a small combo amp, with a kind of like,
Actually, it was a tape recorder.
Yeah,
it was a tape recorder. I used the input, like for the microphone input. I put the guitar and just gain, the gain, just cranked up the gain, and it gave a distorted sound.
I fucking freaked out. He started to play some riff like, no way, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So then we decided to start a band, and then we met these guys, and yeah, that's funny how it started.
Yeah, it was an
and
easy
he
thing.
was already like a fucking punk star in Hungary, hardcore punk. He was like most famous in that like drummer, So
fastest
the
drummer.
fastest,
Yeah. It was like
Yeah.
it looked like it was meant to happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
If we look back at this, it was a kind of easy peasy. Like,
and to me,
easy
he
kid.
brought a lot of music. When we met first time. We became friends, of course, and then we were like, okay, let's share. So he came to my place, took all my cassettes, and I went to his place, took all his tapes, the cassettes. So we started to record each other music like fucking crazy, So I got so much good stuff from him, like fucking not metal. He showed me like a lot of like other for extreme music, like from psychobilly to industrial, and hardcore, like Discharge. I remember.
Sick stuff.
Yeah, and like Skinny Puppy and shit like that, like very crazy, or Meteors and stuff, like fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
So
what we wanted.
we all shared music then, like that's how it went. Like we had tapes, nobody could afford to buy the vinyls, so we were like copying tapes each other. I had this double tape recorder, so copy the tape,
It was the poor guys, huh?
Yeah,
First
yeah.
poor,
We were
poor,
bootlegging as fuck.
Poor guys.
And I remember we draw like, that I copied the fucking artwork. They tried to copy on the tape, so I made these covers, handmade covers. I still have many of those at home, actually.
It's funny to see that.
Yeah, it's fucking old tape covers, and stuff like that. I remember first time I met him, and we were showing up each other place. Okay, show me what you can, So we went first to his place, and they were like, no, first you came to Tamás, I think, and he was like putting in the guitar and like started with a Metallica riff straight away. I was like, holy fucking shit, man, what the fuck you can do this, And he just played this Metallica, and we were like, oh shit, okay. And then we went to his place, and there was like other metal dudes there in this room. I was like fucking, like freaking out. Oh shit, okay, try. And then we were talking about like music, and like, do you know Possessed? Yeah, I do. All right, okay, stuff like that, And this is how we came together actually. And then they were like, okay, this is cool enough. Let's do the band,
haven't played for 30 years. So it's like, is it worth it? Is it something we really should do or really have to do? But we were a little bit concerned about, coming back after 30 years is not an easy task. It's not an easy thing to do that. But we are like Attila, me, Yuri, still in the business. We've been doing this, like we play music, and others were a little bit like out of in the civil life doing other things. So there was a little concern about, not to harm too much this kind of legend about around the band. But and everyone was so committed, and everyone's so like into that we wanted to do this, and it just made it's a very great aura about the thinking about the thing. So we decided to do that. That was a great choice, actually. I feel it. So that's the thing about it.
This tour never been, but this album, and our music never been played before, only in Hungary. We played only in Hungary in the 80s, We had like one show in Vienna and one or two shows in Slovakia. That's it. So I think that album, Anno Domini, became really legendary. Also our first demo. So this music really demands it, and it's really need, to be shown and to be played. It's worth it. And
played for a long time.
Yeah, like nobody heard it, and everybody, so this album has to be toured properly, I think.
It's great to see this, and I think that people really enjoyed our show, because it was a little bit different than bands before. There were great bands, but we came like, something like Bee Gees after them. So I think that it was a little bit different, and I think people like them. The language, it's not important. Like you have Rammstein. And Rammstein plays in Texas or whatever, and nobody knows German, but wow, it's fucking good, man. So I don't think that lyrics and understanding the language is a very important thing, but the music is bringing people together. So that's the result of this. A lot of heavy guys, heavy metal women, and yeah, they're all like, wow, yeah, great.
Me bringing one of my childhood bands, Divlja Jagode, from Bosnia, and hearing people singing Motori, a song that I heard when I was 3 years old, that was a massive highlight.
We hope that you're going to the same place we're going to, because if you are, then we will see you in hell! See you in hell!
I got asked to join a band with a few guys, and we started out writing our own material. But then the guitarist came and said, look, I really want to play some Judas Priest, and I hadn't got a clue who Judas Priest were. So he said, I can't remember the song he wanted to play now. Anyway, I listened to it. I thought, fuck, I am never going to be able to do that. But lo and behold, I could. So, and that really got me going. And it's the noise, the complete buzz about it all. The only other place that I can feel and get that buzz is watching Formula One racing cars, because they really give it to you, you know. And that's what I love about metal. Back in the 80s, we were in rival bands to start off with. I was in a band called Medusa, and obviously Nick Bocott was in Grim Reaper. And he phoned me up one night, drunk, and he didn't really talk about anything. He was just rambling on, and then he phoned me the next day to say, look, sorry about that. What I want to do is incorporate you into Grim Reaper, but I want to start afresh. I want nobody in the band, so everybody was new, and that's basically how we started. And then the guys I've got with me now, I've known probably as long as I've been in Grim Reaper. Ian Nash, the guitarist, I've worked with him a lot over the last 20-30 years. Mark the same, the drummer, and Julian I've known for a long time, but we've only just sort of got together with a band, or you know, I've invited him in to play with us because I wanted a steady lineup, and these guys have provided me with that, so it's good. So it's a good lineup. They're great musicians and great people to have a laugh on the road with, you know.
Yeah!
This is just something that we do on the side, like totally with passion. I mean, having all the support from Q-Tech and Dunderbjorn and Hell Production and all our friends like Paul doing the website, together with Jonas Svensson, and Jonas Svensson as well helped a lot with booking the bands, and both Madde and Anton and Marco and Sebastian taking like the massive part in running the whole volunteers and everything. And I'm probably missing out now on people and names and everyone like that we want to thank, and this whole project as well with youth, like with Roger, Martin, Matthias. It's just it's like the word is just like being grateful 100%, like, and thankful. I don't know, it's really hard to just put it in the words, the feeling you have of unity, and it's amazing.
is broken, the lie is spoken out loud, when the angel is possessed, and the virgin stolen her pride, when the flame of love and purpose have turned to your lies, when the vast of God in heaven blows in and turns to dust, when the light of my amusement through the wall of tears and death, when the golden river is empty and the sun is dirty and just flesh, son of the time that shines the earth, right of darkness is dawn, revelation of doom comes close, the battle just begun, the beauty born for burning, all distractions draws near, and then singing black market and sleeping is here. The clouds that shall gather, the night shall always burn, and some prediction comes true, there's a fake chain, the return. Thank